Okay, so I wanted to make a video for you guys on how to measure your dogs because some of you are doing it for the first time and haven't had to order a harness before. I've ordered harnesses a lot of times because we mush too, and some of it overlaps in terms of where the harness is supposed to hit on the dog. So I figured for this order specifically, I would show you based on what SMT wants you to do, how you can do it on your dog so that you have a visual on what you should be looking for, what parts of your dog you want to feel for through their fur and their skin, and hopefully this makes it a little easier on you when you go to measure yours. So this is my dog Maverick, and he's my dog that needs a new harness. And you want to try to get them to stand in a stacked position. He's not the best at staying like this for me though. He likes to wiggle a lot. Okay, stay. Please. It's not a perfect science though, so like, it's okay if they move. Good boy. Just make sure they're having a good time. There's two ways you can do it. One, back up here please. Stay. Wait here. This is going to be the easiest, is to have a measuring tape for sewing or for clothing. You can just wrap it around them. Definitely. If you don't have one of these, just get a piece of string. You can use this and wrap it around whatever you need to. Mark what length or where you stretched it to, and then go back with a ruler or an actual tape measure and then mark or measure what that piece was and use that to measure or to write down your measurements. Can you stand up? Stand. Stand. Wait. Stand here. This is kind of practice for us too. Okay, so for the first measurement, A-B, we want to go from the sternum, or the bony protrusion, the little bony thing that protrudes in the front of their chest, to the center of their shoulder blades, right in the middle of their withers. So if you feel around the back, you can find their shoulder blades here, and there's a ridge on the top. Find that on both sides, and then find the middle where their spine is. That's where we want to go to. And on the front of the chest, with Maverick, it's really noticeable. There is the sternum, which is kind of the front of their rib cage. We want to go front and back there. So right up like that. Wait, please. So Maverick is about 12 and a half inches. So we'll just write that down. Stay. For the next measurement, A-C, we want to again find the center of the withers between their shoulder blades there. And then this one seems a little more confusing because there's not a specific spot. We don't want it to come all the way down to the end of the rib cage. We kind of want it to come down to where their ribs crest here, because that's where the harness is going to split and come outside to their legs. So if the harness was between, it's going to then divide here and come out like that. So this is about where that measurement should come down to. But measure down to the middle of. If you feel their rib cage where it splits, that's probably a good indicator or good spot to feel. Hold on, but stay there. Or to go to. So for him, can you stay, please? Stay. Super wiggly. That is 16.5. And now the one that's going to be a little more challenging, thank you, is getting an accurate length for him. So he needs a new harness because his current harness is just a touch too short. When we measured originally, I don't know what I did, but he's a long dog. When he walks, he stretches his legs out pretty far, and when he does that, the spreader bar hits his hocks here, and he's sensitive to it, and he really doesn't like it. So even though it fits him really good everywhere else, I want to get him a harness that fits a little bit better and that won't hit him when we do drag work. So again, this time we're going to come up and we're going to put the front of the measuring tape on his sternum. We're going to go under the belly here, out the side of the leg, and then we're going to go right back, and where you see the hock, where it's straight, we're going to take that measurement. Put it back. Alright, what I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by the mailman, was that Maverick is about 33 inches from his sternum out underneath him to where the hock becomes a 90-degree angle to the floor. Now, it probably would be easier if I had a ruler to create that perfect line to the ground, but this is an estimation. It probably wouldn't hurt to say put an extra ½ inch in there, just because I know he's kind of a longer dog and I can't get a perfect stack on him. It also would be easier to have a second person in this case, but that's the one that you can't have harness that's too long. In certain organizations, they limit how far back the spreader bar can be from the dog itself. I will, when I post this, get those specific lengths for you and make sure that those are in there. But that is the measurement for B-D. Along with that, just make sure you have your dog's weight. If you don't know your dog's weight, you can usually pop by your vet's office if they're doing in-person visits and just throw them on the scale real quick if they're in the lobby. Alternatively, you can weigh yourself and then hold your dog and subtract the weight while you're holding your dog if they're small enough from that. If you still don't know your dog's weight, or there's not, one of those is not the option, let me know. We'll figure something out. I will try to come up with a solution for that. But if you have any questions, just reach out. I'll help.